Hi, everybody. I'm LaReine, the founder of Momgevity, an online wellness community just for you, for moms. I'm excited today to introduce a whole new thing for Momgevity. We've done getaways, we've done beauty events, and now we're launching online our wellness webinar. We're going to introduce you to some of the best doctors and experts in nutrition, weight loss, red light therapy, meditation, and so much more. So I'm excited to introduce you to everyone today. We do have an online membership, but today's free for you. It's our first webinar, and we're excited to introduce you to our experts. Hi, moms. I'm so excited to introduce to you Brooke McKeever. She has ultra red light therapy, which focuses on red light therapy activating stem cells. So I'm very excited to introduce her to you today.
Thank you so much for having me, LaReine. I'm excited to be here to share with moms about light therapy.
Yes. So what would you say to moms if they don't know anything about red light therapy?
I'd say you have to get on the trend
Yes.
because it's here and light is the medicine of the future. And I like to say the future is here right now. Red light is becoming more and more popular because it's non-invasive and it works.
Right.
The basic science of it is that it uses photons of light energy, which you can also get from the sun, but you get some
Yes.
of the harmful UV rays at the
That's
same time,
right.
which we don't want. So what we do with the therapy is use non-ionizing light to stimulate these processes of self-healing. So it's empowering you to heal yourself with light by reducing inflammation, reducing pain, increasing circulation, and speeding up the natural healing
Yeah,
process.
and that's what we want. And that's a good point, is the non-invasive. And what that means for a lot of people and moms that might not know, like myself, when I first got into this, is it's not surgery. It's not something that we're healing our body naturally in a holistic way. And that's really what red light therapy does. So, where do you get the machine? Like, where can moms have access to getting this at a clinic, or they're at home, or?
Yeah, well, I do sessions at my office in Newport Beach, and we have practitioners nationwide. But if somebody wanted to bring this technology home, which I highly recommend because then you could do it on your own time,
Mhm.
after the kids go to bed or in the morning. And you can reach out to me directly. I sell the technology. It's a medical device, so it's more of a professional system. But if that doesn't work, there's so many options.
Right.
Anybody can reach out if they want recommendations. They have panel lights, they have little wands, they have face masks.
Wait, let's stop there. They have face masks. And that's huge, right? In the beauty world. So
Mhm.
the face masks that look like, the robot thing, and they have the red light, and what is that, like 30 minutes? Do you put those
They
on?
usually do about 20. I'm in the
20,
process of
yeah.
testing a few of them out right now so that I can help all of you.
I know that's all the rage, in beauty. And I love that it's just a way of it's getting rid of inflammation, and it's activating your own natural healing, and collagen, boosting collagen as well.
Exactly. It's collagen boost. I mean, we just had a client in where we're helping with her arms, and her dermatologist only 1 month later was blown away and asked what she was
Really?
doing
Well,
because
I'm
we're
coming to
we're
see you.
thickening the skin and evening out the tone.
Okay,
And so, I mean, to
that's
have a
great.
dermatologist say that, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, good.
And we have our dermatologist, Dr. Ava Shamban.
Yeah.
So, and I think she probably uses it, but we'll have to connect you to. That'd be great. So would that really help with like eczema? So many people have eczema these days. I have it myself.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, so we do, it's not only red, it's infrared as well, near infrared, but for something like psoriasis or eczema that has itching for the skin,
mhm.
we actually would use violet light. And I
Oh,
think we're
yes.
some of the only ones that are using violet light for this, but the results are incredibly fast and it's just a different wavelength. So violet is the closest
Yes.
wavelength to UV without being ionizing. So it's totally safe for the skin as well.
Okay. So I went down to Brooke's office in Newport Beach right after the fires.
Yes.
And she really helped with detoxing the whole body from that stress and everything. And because it's amazing for stress management. And those of you who don't know, the devices can be, put on the head, across the chest, on the back. So Talk a little bit about how it helps the body detox and de-stress.
Absolutely. So, like you said, you can put the pads anywhere that you need. So, acutely or treating systemically.
Mm.
So, for detox, we're going to accelerate the body's natural detox
Yeah.
organs, the liver, the kidneys, the pancreas, the spleen for the blood and everything. So, anywhere along the central core is good, especially for moms and women. I always recommend the liver. We've
Yes.
only got one. And so, like your kidneys, you have two, but the liver is such a powerhouse.
That's right.
So, that's going to accelerate your natural detox. And then
Mhm.
always doing a facial, because it's not only about doing the face like skin deep, but
Mhm.
getting the light into the eyes, through the ears, into the pineal and pituitary and
Yeah.
hypothalamus, like big words, but those are all important for our endocrine
That's
system
amazing.
and
Yeah.
how we, basically think and process and everything
Yeah,
else.
that's amazing. And then you hit on a point of Brooke lost 50 pounds by using red light therapy. And we did cover that in one of our blogs. I hope you guys see our blogs that come out every Sunday. Tell me about that. That's amazing.
I was injured. I was T-boned by an Uber, when I was in an Uber.
Wow.
And so
That's
I was
crazy.
injured again with my neck. And basically, I had gained a lot of weight, chronic fatigue. I couldn't work out. So I used the green light, which targets
Yes.
the fat layer.
Mhm.
And that's the penetration depth, and it releases the fat. I paired it with
Amazing.
keto for only 6 weeks. So 4 weeks of green light, 6 weeks of keto.
Wow.
And basically, the fat that I was releasing
Mhm.
with the green light was being used as fuel. So I lost 30 pounds in a month.
That's
And then I
amazing.
continued the rest of the year and I lost 20 pounds in a month, and then I lost 30 pounds the rest of the
That's
year.
impressive. And that's non-invasive, and it's not
And no downtime.
not ozemic.
No side
No
effects
downtime,
either.
no side effects. Wow.
And it was actually like a metabolic boost and a change. It was
Yeah.
literally because I
Yeah.
didn't do anything after that.
And I saw when she was on the blog, you were on the treadmill, didn't you? Haven't you had it on around the waist?
Yep.
Because for those who don't know, the red light therapy, the devices come in all different kind of shapes and sizes, like we were talking about the face masks. So they're very, very handy for whatever you have.
Yeah.
So if you had one tip to help moms increase their energy and boost their metabolism, like what way would you suggest they use it best?
I was thinking about that. I think the one way that I would suggest for moms to do it, if you had one chance to try it, I would do the front brain and the ears and then
we do.
down the central
Right.
column. Yeah, it's like really my power treatment, because it relaxes and activates the vagus nerve, which puts you into that rest and relax state instead of fight or flight. Instead of like survival mode, you're resting, you're relaxing. And I could put the brain, I think I did for you. I put it into theta frequency, which is like a meditative,
I felt so good.
yoga-like mind state.
Yeah.
Your stress can just, roll off of
I
you.
know.
And so I think that would be the most powerful for moms.
I felt so good, you guys. It was like, was it 30 minutes? Yes.
We did like 40 minutes of that. And then I think I did the brainstem and ears, which is also good, but just for like for a reboot.
I know. I was so relaxed afterwards. Well, postpartum, no matter what stage you're at, if you have any fat accumulation or pain, because I know a lot of people get, pain around their incision, their C-sections, moms, and it can really help with that, or any kind of autoimmune disease, and endometriosis is a big one. And I know my daughter has endometriosis, and she came to you and you really helped her. So what would the process be there? They're like, how many treatments or how many sessions?
Not that many. I just had a woman going through IVF who had endometriosis, and they were not successfully able to implant the fertilized embryo. But then after we did only 3 sessions, it cleared the womb and she's successfully pregnant. So sometimes it doesn't take a long time, like a handful. I'd say 10 at the most.
Yeah. That's great.
Which is really reasonable.
So impressive.
Yeah.
Well, I love what you do. I'm so thankful that Brooke is part of our Momgevity wellness community. And I'm really, really happy that she was able to join us today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, moms. I'm so excited to introduce you to Alana Malstein. She is a registered dietitian nutritionist. She is also a mom of 3, and lost 100 pounds and a best-selling author. So I'm very excited to welcome you here today to our mom community, Ilana. I know our moms always want to know, like, what are 3 easy tips that can really help them, boost their energy and feel good, feel mood good all day?
Yeah, I mean, I always say water first. I always start with water. I just spoke to a mom yesterday who only drinks soda or coffee, and it just blows my mind how many women do not drink enough water. For the record, you want to be drinking at least half your weight in ounces a day. Like, that's the general advice. So if you weigh 180, that's 90 ounces a day, about 3 liters. And I cannot believe how many women don't get even nearly enough and go right into coffee, and then all day, like soda, coffee, another Starbucks run. And it's just, it never gets the hydration you need, which leaves you low energy, whole host of appetite irregularities, health issues, and so forth. So drink more water.
Drink more water. I love that. And wait, so you said drink half your weight in ounces. And that's such a great guide because, well, I always heard it was like, what, 8 to 10 cups or something a day. I don't know. And then I would lay them out on the counter.
Oh, good for you. Well, that's why you look so great and you have such good energy.
Thank you.
But it also could increase with the sun, with exercise, with exhaustion, or if you just have like a really high appetite, it could be that you just need more water.
Yes, that's perfect. Okay, so when it comes to the dietary restrictions, what are the best ways that moms can, add in mood boosting foods that aren't, too laborsome in the kitchen?
Right.
I think you're known for that, right?
Yes. Water first, veggies most. So that kind of brings me into my second tip is a lot of moms are just not eating enough veggies. Like, that is our food group. And I know we're always throwing our athletic children their protein, and we need it too, but we need a lot of veggies. And I find like a lot of moms are doing carpools all day and they're going from thing to thing to thing and just eating snacks in the car and little nibbles and putting themselves last when it comes to quality foods, when we really need to be putting ourselves first for everyone else to run their best. So snackable veggies that you could eat on the run would be things that you don't even have to prep. Like, I like baby carrots.
I like baby carrots. Wait, are baby carrots good for you?
Good for you.
My teenage daughter just told me that Mom, you can't eat baby carrots.
Oh, that is such a lie. Baby carrots are literally, you can even get organic baby carrots. They're long carrots that are irregular shaped. So instead of tossing them and contributing to food waste, they just chop them up into this cute little convenient shape.
I love it.
So you reduce food waste and you have a convenient snack. So baby carrots are wonderful. And then if you ever have leftover, you could roast them, you could air fry them with a little seasoning, and they're perfect. So mini bell peppers.
Yeah,
I call them Percival peppers because they usually have like a little handle on the bag, and you can keep them in your car, wash them in advance and snack on them. You could also use them to scoop up tuna or hummus or guacamole or anything. Persian cucumbers also. Quick little rinse, and they're easy to eat. So fresh quality veggies give us the water we need, the fiber we need, the antioxidants, and they're also like calorie appropriate. They give us the high volume, low cal thing that we really need to be filling up on most of the day.
Yes. Okay. Here's something that might throw you, but I doubt it will. We were talking about this the other day. So Slim Jims it used to be called Slim Jims. Now they're called meat sticks. Are meat sticks good for you?
Right. So Slim Jim would be like the brand name, but a lot of times people use it almost like a Band-Aid, like it's the whole category of meat sticks. But the quality of meat stick does differ. Right now, you have such good brands like Archer and Chomps, like brands that are really trying to take out the nitrites and the nitrates, really trying to slim down the ingredient list. The classic Slim Jim meat stick has hydralates, like a list this long of ingredients, which is wild for something that's supposed to be a meat in a stick, like chopped like a stick. So now you can get turkey jerky, you can get all sorts of really clean ones. And I love that they make these like Archer minis. They make small beef jerky sticks, which are great for kids. I love to see them snack on those for school.
Good. Okay. And so then we talked about mayonnaise is now called aioli.
That's a great call. I always say there's a big difference between healthy and healthy for weight loss. And I find that people take names and then they just make them sound more fancy, which gives it this health halo. Aioli is absolutely just mayonnaise. Like, I think it's the technical is like mayonnaise plus a little garlic makes it aioli, which makes it feel calorie free when it's not. but a little bit can go a long way in, you know, eating something like a lettuce wrap burger and making you feel satisfied by that. But when it comes to mayonnaise, I love that now the trend is avocado oil, like healthier oils to make the mayonnaise. So I'm not anti-mayonnaise at all.
Okay, good. Wow. Yeah, we love a little aioli. So just tell me on a personal level, how did you lose the 100 pounds?
Yeah.
I mean, so interesting.
I'd say like the first thing that I sometimes forget to mention that's truly the basis of how I've kept with it is my mindset.
Yeah.
I think I've always looked at weight loss as a very positive, fun thing to do.
Yeah.
And I think that made it feel easy, and that made it feel doable, and that made it feel fun. So I could actually stick with it, because in order to lose 100 pounds, you need longevity. You need perseverance. Like, you can't just do it for the first 10 and then give up, or the first 5 and give up. It takes sticking with it and getting to the next level and the next bracket of weight, next bracket of weight. And I think too many people these days, probably because they've done so many harsh, unrealistic, painful diets, have this very negative view of weight loss, or other people pressured them into it and it's not self-motivated. So they look at weight loss in general as a struggle. And how long can you keep up with a struggle when life is hard as it is? So step one is have a mindset that weight loss is positive. Weight loss gets you into a healthier body, a healthier mind, a healthier future, so you could do more things for others and for yourself. Without that, I just think, like any other advice I could give someone, kind of just, it doesn't work.
You have to make it fun. You have to make it personal. You have to make it interesting. And my background is in fitness. So when people ask me about fitness, I always say, find something you love to do.
Totally.
I don't care if it's jump rope or swimming.
Pickleball now.
You know? Oh my God. Pickleball. Yeah, I tore my left meniscus.
Oh gosh.
But no.
Yeah, that's
it's
like
the Weekend Warriors thing. But no, pickleball is huge. I mean, anything that can keep your body moving and then eating as well.
It has to feel fun.
Yes.
With exercise, like, you always have to do something that feels engaging and fun. And that could be a guilty pleasure TV show on a treadmill. Like, you don't have to love the treadmill, but the pairing of it with something that you do enjoy can make it more enjoyable, or a workout class with a friend can make it more fun. So anything that can make weight loss and healthy a little bit more fun, a little bit more encouraging, something you look forward to, is going to be how anyone hits their goal and keeps it.
Okay. Well, you have a new book. Is this a new book?
This is a few years old, but it is so tried and true. And I have people tell me that they listen to the audiobook over and over and over again. This is You Can Drop It.
You Can Drop It.
And I also have a cookbook. Yeah. And I also have a cookbook, Love the Food That Loves You Back. And I brought that for you as well, with lots of easy to make recipes that are sheet pans and air fryer, because it doesn't have to be complicated. It really doesn't. I work full time and have 3 kids, so I don't like being in the kitchen all day. I mean, on social media, you see that I am, because I have a stand there and put the camera on when I'm there. But like, I don't like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen on my feet either. I like everything to be shortcuts and easy, because again, you need to stick with it.
Yes. And so do you prep? Do you prep the meals? Like at the beginning of the day, you try?
Yeah, I try to keep somewhat of a routine so it never gets too complicated. So even with my recipes, obviously I love diversity. It's really important to get a wide variety of different fruits and vegetables. But when you kind of keep the same modality, it makes it a lot easier. So I try to prep as much as I can, and choose veggies, like we mentioned, that don't require a lot of prep.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask Alana the last question. How do you stock the pantry or make the refrigerator? How do you buy those things?
My best advice to moms is keep the house clean and healthy, because your kids might complain and beg you for more candy and snacks now, but down the line in 10, 20, 30 years, they're going to be so grateful that they had a mom who cared about their health and well-being. So they're healthier in their mid 30s or 40s or wherever they're at. So I think a lot of moms I talk to, they feel like, I need to have all this junk food in my house to be cool, to have a cool house, when that's so not the truth. And you're going to be cool because your energy you give off is cool, because you're welcoming in the home, because you're nourishing the kids with fresh fruits and veggies, and you know, a fridge of protein that the kids will increasingly become interested in. But you do not need to keep lots of junk food and processed food in the home to be cool. It's cooler to have a healthy home that is nourishing the children. And a lot of times it's the moms who end up eating all that food late at night and feeling guilty about it. So help everyone in the house by keeping the house clean. Kids will end up seeing those foods at birthday parties, at play dates, all over the place. The home should be a nice oasis from it.
That's a great point. And I want to say that I just watched one of my girls who are now, what's teen and one graduated from college, their baby videos. We were watching them and they were like 5 and 1.5 and they were eating salmon and rice.
I love that.
And I was like,
proud
I
moment.
raised you guys right.
Exactly.
Anyway, it was such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Hi, moms. I'm so excited to introduce you today to Jen Greenhut. She has the Zero Negative Foundation that we do give part of our proceeds to. She survived stage 4 cancer.
Stage 4 triple negative cancer.
Yeah, stage 4 triple negative cancer. And we're so happy that she's with us today. So what was the biggest part of helping you stay positive and resilient during the whole process?
This is going to sound weird, but the biggest part was I started pinching myself, and I called it the pinch me method because it reminded me that everything was working out perfectly. Being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer was the scariest moment of my life. I started pinching myself to try to wake up from a horrible nightmare, thinking this can't be happening to me. I was already in rock bottom because I was a newlywed trying to have a baby with my husband for the last 1.5 years, and we were not successful. I was feeling like a failure in life, and that life was punishing me. So pinching didn't work. It just kept waking me up to the reality I had stage 4 cancer.
Right.
Then I meet a doctor that tells me if I had gotten pregnant, my pregnancy would have killed me. That's
crazy.
My pinch me moment.
Yeah.
It woke me up to the fact that life was always working out and not punishing me, saving my life.
Yes.
And so that moment was so pivotal in my journey because I looked at cancer as a gift after that. And I embraced it with a love and gratitude and trust.
Yeah.
And I was cancer-free in 4 months.
That's amazing.
And so that's why I still pinch myself whenever I feel stressed or anxious or
pinch
anything.
myself.
Yeah, it brings you back.
I know, it brings you back. And that's an amazing story, an amazing mindset that you had of once you discovered it, that if you would have had a baby, you would have not made it. So discovering the cancer as you were on that journey to have a baby is what brought you to where you are now. Physically, your recovery, what tips do you have for any of our cancer survivors that you feel could help them? Like what methods do you use?
Well, first of all, going through cancer, it's a whole team to do that. And you got to find the right doctor that you trust and put your life in their hands. And then you kind of just start listening more to your body, and you rest when you need to rest. You don't feel guilty about napping. You ask for help. You ask and receive the support that people do want to give you.
Great tips.
You hydrate, obviously.
Yes.
You move your body when you feel like it. Even if it's just breathing and moving your arms and whatever, because like getting that blood flow is really helpful and taking little walks at a time
For circulation.
because your energy is a lot lower when you're going through treatment and like right after.
Right.
But you kind of, it's like a whole relationship with yourself and your body that you're honoring. We went through so much, and this is all part of the process of healing and getting better. And it's like a collaboration.
Yes, collaboration. I like that. And it's really listening to your body and giving yourself the freedom to heal when you need to heal. Correct?
Exactly.
Okay, that's great. Now, I've heard you talk about lymphatic massage before.
Yeah, I
And so
love
for
it.
our moms and for our cancer survivors, tell us about lymphatic massage. They might not know what that is.
It's basically about working with the lymphatic drainage system, which is in charge of our circulation and getting out all the toxins in our body. And I found a woman who works in Brentwood and also San Clemente that has a practice that she works specifically with cancer patients, but also anybody going through an autoimmune issue or cancer. And it's she is manually helping your lymphatic drainage system get out the toxins that it might not be able to do by itself.
It's amazing.
And it's great for inflammation. It's great for getting out. Like when I did go through treatment, I needed the chemotherapy, but she was able to help get it out quicker and help my body heal quicker. And now I love how it feels, but I also just go for just preventative anything.
And that's great.
Be healthy.
Because prevention, you know, what was the saying? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's amazing to be able to do things for your body and for your mind.
Yeah.
So that you can, you know,
it's
stay
like the self-care.
positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the foundation, because out of that story and out of her illness, she created the foundation.
And so because I was cancer-free in 4 months after supposedly having a little chance of surviving, I got so inspired to share the lessons that I learned, that love and gratitude and trust are superpowers that we can apply to anything.
I love that.
So I was like, how do I get this out there? So I formed a company called Love Zero Negative to spread love through accessories. And I formed a foundation, the Zero Negative Foundation, to fill these love accessories with items that help me through treatment, and to be able to give this to cancer patients going through treatment, to share like the positive stories, to have them empowered and feel like they've been chosen for this journey to heal and overcome and just trust it.
And to feel that they're not alone. Exactly.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And so the beautiful totes you've seen, the love totes, like red, black, white.
We have blush, we have white, we have silver. Yeah.
Beautiful with the cutout hearts. Jen fills those with things that chemo patients can use, and then those are passed out at different hospitals and that. Tell me a little bit about the Susan B. Komen.
So that's a big event coming up the end of October. I'm super excited to be a part of it. We are giving 500 chemo love totes, we call them, to 500 women going through treatment. And it's part of their walk, More Than Pink walk. And so the month of October, we're going to be, you know, you're a board member, we're going to be filling a lot of totes. And I'm super excited about it. It's a big deal. And it's also a little stressful, but that's where I pinch myself. Like it's all working out. And this is like an amazing opportunity.
It's an amazing opportunity, and you're helping so many.
And I can't wait to connect with all these women.
I know. And it's so good for them to know that there's somebody there supporting them, you know, not only, you know, physically with the bag and the things that you're giving them, but mentally, and sharing your story like you did with us today. It's really, really powerful.
It's so powerful because when I was going through treatment, people would just send me random things or cards or gifts, and from people I didn't even know. And it filled me with so much, like just feeling like people are thinking about me, praying for me. And that kept me, it was, I can't even explain the feeling. It just feels like we're all in this together. And I felt so supported. And I really, truly want to support other people.
So Jen, what is your number one self-care tip for moms?
Self-love, and taking that time out of your day for 5 minutes, 1 minute, checking in with yourself and honoring who you are, and understanding that the most important relationship you will ever have is with yourself. And the best you is going to be the best for everybody.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That would be my number one.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I'm so thankful for that. And I'm very, very happy that Momgevity has been able to donate to the foundation. And
yeah, it's super exciting. And I love that you're part of the board. We also have a fundraiser every year at the Comedy Store.
Yeah,
which is going to be super fun, and it's November 9th this year.
Very excited about that. So in the meantime, you can use Jen as a cancer coach if you need any inspiration, any mental, you know, health awareness. It really helps. She's on our site at momgevity.net. We offer that with the membership. All of our experts and doctors are available for advice and help and all that good stuff. So I thank you for being here with us today, Jen. You're really an inspiration.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. I'm so glad to be a part of all of this.
Hi, moms. I'm back and so excited to introduce you today to Jamie Loveland. She is a certified breath practitioner, and she takes a holistic approach to breath awareness. She's also an amazing fine art photographer. And I have a piece in my office, which I love, of the ocean. They're all calming, coastal calm. But I'm going to introduce you to her today. I'm excited. And Jamie?
Thank you so much for having me. I love this topic. I love what you're doing and sharing in the world, and happy to be here.
Yes, well, we're so happy to have you. So if you could share a little bit about what breath awareness is and give our moms a few tips of why it's so important, that would be great.
Yes, breathwork is so powerful because life gets busy, especially as a mom. There's so much going on, a lot to take care of. It can be overwhelming, it can be stressful, and the breath is a really quick way to shift the brain chemistry, to shift our physiology, to shift our emotional state using the breath so that ultimately we can A, feel better inside, and B, be a better mom too.
Yes, that's so true. It's so stabilizing. And is there a certain tip that you could give us, like a 2-minute breath work tip for our moms that would really help?
Yeah, definitely. One I love that's just very simple is count of 5 on the inhale, hold for 5, and then really long breath out for a count of 10. So it's 5, 5, 10. And what this does is this engages the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's just directly going to be calming and also calm the amygdala. The amygdala is the part of the brain that's really always looking out for danger. It's doing a great job of trying to keep us safe, but it's really focused on survival. And as a mom, sometimes we just get stuck in that state, and it's okay. We don't need to judge it or anything like that, but we can shift back into having more space for that unconditional love to come through when the amygdala calms down.
And that's such a great point. And I always tell my girls that I'll say take 3 breaths, right? In through your nose, out through your mouth. It's such a way to calm yourself when they get, super anxious, because anxiety is such a big part of our lives today. So in your classes, you also talk about mental awareness, and you have a great approach to that. And is it mainly your breath, or are there other factors? Okay.
There are a lot of factors. Breath is a great way to start because our entire system constricts when we're under stress. You've probably heard the term fight or flight.
Yes.
So again, that's all that we can see is how do I focus on, let's say, that situation that's at hand, or calming,
That's true.
there's chaos in the world. We just want that to stop. Sometimes we're so focused on trying to stop the chaos in the outer world, but really the shift happens when we remember that we actually can't control the outer world, but we can come back into a little more control in our inner world and create that calm. So it's a shift from chaos to calm, and it gives us that space to then again allow the love to come back in, to allow that creativity to come back in, to allow more options for, if there's a situation or a challenge or a problem, if we're in that stress state, all we can see is maybe one option. We can't see the options for a solution. But when we shift and breathe, we open up space for more solutions to come in, more capacity to hold all the emotions of perhaps the rest of the family, the chaos that's happening. So then all of a sudden the chaos in the outer world doesn't feel so intense.
Yes, it's such a good point, because breath is such a way to bring awareness to your body, and outside world kind of shutting that down and just bring it inside. So yoga, there's such a great breath work and component in yoga that really people love. And talk a little bit about that, just the yoga breathing, that whole.
Yeah, well, they're just like breath work. There are many different types of breath work. There's many different types of yoga. The amazing thing about yoga too is you're really moving your body with the breath and coming back into the body. Again, sometimes we're so focused on the outer world that we forget about the connection within. So sometimes I say, even just if we don't have a lot of time, if we don't have the chance to go to a full yoga class,
Yes.
just even bring one hand to your heart, just
Mhm.
feel your heart beat and
Love
bring your awareness into this present moment, or furthermore, take it another step further and put both hands around your face. And just like you would love a little child, like you give that love to yourself,
I love that.
even just for one moment, because we get really rushed, right? Time is of the essence,
We do.
but
And-
that one moment can shift
Yeah.
everything.
So that's so amazing, because I love the practical things that you can do, that you can, like you just told us, the little tips that really help that we could take throughout the day to make us feel better. But how did you discover breath work was your thing, I guess you'd say, right?
Yeah, well, I had been in therapy for about 15 years, and I'd read a lot of books on self-healing, of finding inner peace. Not that we ever are completely healed or find inner peace and we're done, but
Sure.
just this journey of for me wanting to live out my potential, wanting to live life to the fullest and really feel love and joy. And it's easy to say, oh, just go feel joy and love, but how do we actually do that? And it's tough to do that when our whole body is stuck in that stress state.
Yes.
So for me, it was my first breathwork session was 2 hours long, and you've done the really deep breath work, LaReine.
I have.
And I had never felt so much peace in my
Yeah.
body, just complete, as if a bubble of light and a big warm hug was around me.
Yeah.
Not trying to run away from anything. My mind had slowed down. I didn't have the racing thoughts. And I
Very
just
calm.
knew how powerful it was. And I knew that just talking about problems,
Yeah.
it doesn't give the full embodiment of feeling that love and actually engaging the nervous system to have that real big shift.
Yes, and that's such a great point. So it's really about finding other things than talking about, the problem, and really going into your body,
Yes.
finding that breath, finding that awareness. So Jamie, what one self-care tip can you give to help moms bring awareness into their life during the day?
Yes. Well, life is busy, and I love to turn ordinary moments into magical moments. So these are just moments that could pass us by, but we make them special. So for moms, making that morning cup of coffee, but putting it in a really beautiful mug that brings you joy. Buying those flowers because they make you feel good, and then really taking the time to smell them. Put your nose in the rose, smell it, soak it in. It's even just taking a little time to put some nice hand cream on your hands and just feel your hands, bring presence into the body. So it's more connection with nature, with ourselves,
I love that.
and with others.
Yeah.
Moment by moment, one breath at a time, one moment at a time.
That's right. That's beautiful. Oh, I love that. And her classes are amazing. She teaches them on the beach, or you could be at home. She does Zooms, and she has people all over, like in Greece and
Yeah.
Italy. And so you can join her by Zoom. I did one night. I know I felt so calm. Any place that you can lay down. So Jamie is available on our website. She's part of our expert panel, and our members can access her. They can ask her questions, they can get advice, and just really tune into all the awareness of what breath can do for you. So I want to thank you so much for being with us today.
My
You're
pleasure.
a
Thank you for
beautiful
having
person.
me.
It was so good. So we'll see you next time. Hi, moms. I'm so excited today to introduce you to Dr. Grace Tassa. She is a primary care physician, and she has went into private practice with Bespoke Medicine in Beverly Hills. She's also a mom of 3 and an absolutely amazing doctor. I know because she's my doctor and my daughter's doctors. So, Dr. Tassa, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tasa, and it's such an honor to be here today with LaReine and to be a part of Momgevity and helping moms. So I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, we're so happy to have you. So I just want to ask you a couple questions about what do you think are the most health issues that moms ignore and how they can, see a way through that?
That's a great question. A lot, because moms are juggling so much and they're helping their babies and helping their kids and their teens and kind of putting themselves on the back burner. I would say moms tend to ignore the things that creep up on you, but sometimes those are maybe the most important things. So fatigue, irritability, mood changes, weight changes, metabolic health. I would say those are top for what women they don't come in and maybe until they happen to be there for something else and they mention it, or things are really at a breaking point.
Yeah. So, Dr. Tasa, when women come in and they're feeling tired and fatigued, usually it leads to a thyroid problem, isn't it? And then how would you address that?
Yes. If someone's coming in and having symptoms of low thyroid, we definitely want to get blood work to see where their thyroid levels are. Symptoms to watch for include anything that's really a sign of a low metabolism. So feeling tired, weight gain that's totally unexpected and not explained otherwise, kind of just moving more slowly, not having the energy to get your things done in your day like you normally would. So we'd want to get a full thyroid panel to start with. And that includes a TSH, T3, and T4. If you were wondering, that's
what that is. Okay.
Yes. And then depending on what those levels show, if they are low, we certainly want to figure out why you're running low. And then at least in the meantime, supplement your thyroid levels so that you're feeling better.
That's amazing, because so many women have thyroid issues before baby, after baby, at many different stages in their life. So, and how do you feel that women can build a better relationship with their primary care physician?
Oh yeah, I love that. Really, I would say think of us as part of your team, like a teammate. So I think a lot of people, understandably, they just go to the doctor when they're sick and it's like a one-off thing. But instead, I would try to check in. I mean, certainly go for your wellness visit, but if you have a question or something doesn't feel right, schedule a follow-up, come back in or send a message. Just kind of keep insert yourself in your doctor's mind here and there, and really focusing on those wellness issues, which are so important, rather than just coming in when you're sick, but following up on metabolic health, like such as cholesterol, and your preventive screenings, checking in with your doctor about these things, and really working with them like they're a teammate.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because how do you feel about like functional health, the whole thing? Like, I know that my daughter, who's 23, my oldest one, like they get their blood tested like every 3 months now, so I have a constant marker of where you are. Well, I'm calling that functional health. But, I mean, how do you feel about that?
Yes. I mean, I love more information. So if some people are total needle phobes, and I can at most, get blood work once a year, but I think checking occasionally, because, life is dynamic. We're doing things, blood work changes. It's great to check in every so often and see how things look.
Yeah. Okay, good. And that way you have a baseline and a benchmark for where you're at, if you're before baby, after baby, perimenopause, after menopause. So many conditions, can lead to so many things. So if you know where you were before, then you have a nice baseline.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right. So what annual screenings would you prescribe for moms?
Well, mammograms are so important.
Yes.
Typically, we start at age 40 for annual mammograms. So absolutely mammo. If anyone has any family history of breast cancer, we'll often start earlier. Colonoscopy, we start at age 45. But again, family history, we could start earlier. And then, of course, your pap smear. So important to check in regularly with your primary care doctor or gyno for pap smear.
Okay, I'm going to go a little off book and ask you a question now about cholesterol and statins, because there's been so much, news about statins lately. So how do you feel about those for treating high cholesterol?
Yes, I'm a big fan of statins. There's probably in my mind, very few drugs that really like changed medicine, and statins are one of them. So they significantly reduce risk of cardiovascular disease and cardiovascular events. There is definitely some negative press on statins, including, I think one of the biggest ones is that maybe it increases sugar levels, which is somewhat debated, because we do give every individual with diabetes a statin. So is it the statin causing high sugar, or do people with high sugar take a statin? It gets a little confusing.
Yeah.
But we know they really decrease risk of somebody having a cardiovascular event, such as a heart attack or stroke. So I think, I mean, it's one of those things, if they could put a little in the drinking water, we'd all be better.
Oh, like fluoride. And put the fluoride in your teeth. It's a really good idea. Well, you heard it here. Momgevity first. Okay. If you could give moms one takeaway before we go, about their health, what would it be?
Yes, I really love weight training, and I think women, for years we were at a disservice because we were told cardiovascular, hit the treadmills, and you would never see a woman weightlifting, at least back in the day. Now I think it's, starting to happen, but muscle mass is so important. It's so good for your health. You get better posture. You can pick up your babies more easily.
That's right.
And then, the more muscle mass you have, the more it improves your bone density, which women really need that. The more bone density, the better. So, any little time you can squeeze in some weightlifting in your day or into your workouts, I highly recommend it.
Work your mommy muscles. Dr. Tassa has a great blog on Momgevity.
Yes.
Work your mommy muscles. It was like one of our best performing blogs.
Thank you.
And then you also mentioned carnitine.
Oh,
Right?
creatine. Yes.
Creatine.
Oh, yes. Creatine. I love creatine. So creatine has been studied ad nauseum. It's safe. So 5 grams a day. It really increases lean body mass, so muscle mass essentially. And there's been no negative side effects found. And there's some studies out there showing it even increases like cognitive processes. So
Wow.
all good things.
That's such a good tip. Well, those are amazing tips that you got today from Dr. Tassa, and she is part of our expert panel. And you can find her on momgevity.net, and with our annual membership, you can contact her, read her blog, and just enjoy all this wonderful information for moms, which is so important. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, LaReine.
And we'll see you soon. Hi, moms. I'm excited to introduce you today to Dr. Gulnaz Saidi. She is an internist and a primary care physician. She specializes in weight loss, has a teenage son, and I'm very excited to have her with us today. So, Dr. Gulnaz Saidi, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Good. I really wanted to start off our conversation today talking about weight loss, because I know for so many women, they feel like they're eating right and they're exercising. They just can't take off some of that weight. When they come to you, how do you kind of differentiate if it's a hormonal shift or what's causing that?
That's a great question. And I do have a ton of patients who are around my age. They're perimenopausal, in their 40s. They've now started seeing a primary care doctor because they have 10 pounds, 20 pounds to lose, and they really are struggling. A lot of them have done everything under the sun, from keto to intermittent fasting to Weight Watchers, and they've done it all and they can't lose it. And there's a lot of factors that go into it. As we probably all heard about, once you reach 40, the whole soul cycle berries is not the best idea. You don't want to do cardiovascular. You want to do weight training 3 times a week. You want to really go in there and try to get as much weights as progressive overload. You want to be sleeping well. You want to be eating well. And once you've done all that and you still can't lose the weight, that's when you come to your primary care doctor and say, hey, I need some help. And that's kind of where we're at.
That's where we're at. And that's where so many moms are at different stages in their life, whether they're, after baby or perimenopausal or postmenopausal. So let's talk about GLP-1s, because they are so popular, and you are a weight loss specialist. And I would love to know for our moms, and we would love to know, how you feel about those and what exactly are they?
So the GLP-1s are great. They kind of boomed in 2023 and 2024 when Ozempic and Mounjaro became popular. But quite frankly, they've been around for a really long time. So in 2017, Ozempic came around and it was a diabetic medication. And late 2022, the FDA said, you know what, we're going to, through the pharmacological world, we're going to approve it for weight loss. And they rebranded it as Wegovy. So if you hear Ozempic, Ozempic is for diabetics. Wegovy is the same exact medication and it's for weight loss. And the brand name for that, or the generic name for that, is semaglutide. Then a year later, we have Mounjaro, which became super popular as kind of like Ozempic 2.0. It's bigger, it's faster weight loss, less side effects. That one, Mounjaro, is for diabetics, and then it was rebranded as Zepbound for weight loss. They're weekly injections that you do. They're GLP-1s and GIPs for Mounjaro. Mounjaro has two different components, and the weight loss is incredible.
Good to hear, but you do have to do the weight training and continue exercising when you're on the GLP-1s, correct?
Absolutely. So you've heard of Ozempic face, and that's where people think like, oh my God, Ozempic particularly burns all the fat in my face. And that's just not true. With any kind of weight loss, especially as we get older, the fat comes off of the face. And the muscles also get, if you're having weight loss, you're going to lose muscle, which is why it's important to do weight training, especially in your 40s and after.
And for bone density as well, because I know, what is the baseline for women having the bone density test? Is it 40?
It's 50 and 55. Yeah.
I've had mine, but
yeah.
Okay, I'm not 40.
Yeah, you could have it for 40
Maybe
if you
I'm
want,
50.
but it's a little later. But if you're doing the weight training and you're having your calcium either in pills or in food, ideally in food, then you're going to be okay.
Okay. And so if you were to give women, one task, that you felt would be really important, to them, as far as seeing, their internist, their primary care physician, since they probably only see their gynecologist until their children are older, what would that be?
Really trust your primary care doctor. So I get a lot of ladies in their 40s, and it takes a minute for them to trust me. It takes a minute for them to admit that, hey, like I may not be obese, but I'm still uncomfortable with that 10 pounds. So just having that relationship where you can come to them and say, I don't like this weight over here, or I'm feeling, my joints hurt and I'm 40. Is that normal? Having a primary care doctor where you can build a relationship with them, be honest with them, and just have them to help you throughout.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I know that I only had a gynecologist until my girls got older, and then I started going to Dr. Tassa, who was here, which was their primary care physician, and then that's kind of when you start really testing the cholesterol, and all those tests are so important. So if you were going to give your moms one takeaway test that you think is the most important, what would it be?
So this is something that's not always tested, but I do think at some point, not necessarily in your 20s, maybe in your late 30s and early 40s, you should get tested for inflammatory markers. And that's another thing that GLPs have been tested and shown to do really well, is just decrease inflammation in the body. Because just inflammation can lead to dementia, it can lead to cardiovascular demise, it can lead to so many other things other than just feeling puffy and having joint pain. So if you can ask your doctors to test your inflammatory markers, that'll help you kind of figure out how aggressive you want to be in treating other things as well.
Right. Okay. And so what inflammatory markers are they? Like, what are the main?
So there's a C-reactive protein, one that's specific for whole body inflammation and one that's cardiovascular specific. And then there's an ESR, but your doctors would know. And I think they can tailor it to what they think would be the best for you.
Great. I will say that before we wrap it up, I did go see Dr. Sadie because I had like a little pain here, and I thought, oh, maybe it's my liver or something. I'm not even sure my liver is there, but UTI. So many women, have UTIs, before baby, after baby, and menopause is like a big UTI, urinary tract infection thing. So The D-mannose, which is a natural substance, which she had told me about, and then they add cranberry to that now is really good. So, it's just really good to get into your doctor when you're not feeling your best and have those annual checkups. But don't wait for the annual checkups. Have them along the way, right?
We can help with everything, like vitamins that can prevent chronic UTIs. There's many reasons to come and see us, not just weight loss, but many reasons.
So, Dr. Sadie, we talked about GLP-1s for weight loss, but are there any other benefits that they have that it would be wonderful for our moms or anyone?
GLP-1s are really coming out to be an incredible medication for so many different things. Some of them, the Mounjaro, Zepbound, or tirzepatide, all three same thing, has been FDA approved for sleep apnea. It's showing many cardiovascular benefits and getting some kind of approval for just cardiovascular, not just weight loss. There's studies currently in animals, but still studies about how the GLP-1s help with breast cancer. How animals with breast cancer, after using GLP-1s, their breast cancer shrunk. So I do think that there's so many other benefits that we don't know yet, but we are going to learn about as they become more prevalent. Inflammation, I have a ton of patients who are on it and will say, you know what, I'm not as achy in the mornings in my knees and my back. I have a lot of patients who are on it and they don't crave alcohol or drugs anymore, which is amazing, like a side benefit, and feel just
kind of did like a what? No.
Yeah.
Double take. No, I have heard that about the alcohol because it takes away the cravings for alcohol
and cigarettes,
which
is amazing. Yeah.
I do like my mommy wine.
Yes. Doesn't take it all away. We can have our mommy
take
wine.
it all away. No, I know. But and cigarettes, I mean, so there's so many alternative benefits.
Yeah.
It's like off label. They say when you use a medication off label for different things. Well, that's amazing to hear, and that's wonderful news. So thank you for that. Well, I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
And on our panel and with our Momgevity webinars and our membership, we offer all these amazing doctors that specialize in so many different areas. And we're so happy to have you today. And thank you so much. And
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. Okay, moms, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed meeting all of our amazing experts that covered nutrition, weight loss, red light therapy, meditation, primary care, and so many other things just for you. Remember to sign up for our online wellness community membership for Momgevity so that you get a chance to see future webinars covering even more topics tailored just for moms, a trusted source of information. Thank you so much and have a great day.